The Gnote Pen. Noko never leaves this place. She's always put the living things first.
Puri kumbala muma.
Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again. She wonders if you remember her. She's Noko. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid. Noko remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark. But that's all long gone now, though. Memory seems reluctant to even say its name. It's become personal to her, too, since it's taken so many of her innocent gnotes as prey. Noko remembers those days, too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be. She sees you're back to buck with Lupa Lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least. She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still. Noko says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like, until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail from here. She wants Lupa Lupin to pay too, even though she strongly believes forgiveness is the strongest revenge.
Getting darker around here by the minute.
There's still time. Dark hasn't won yet.
Oh, but it will, and we'll take our time to enjoy it.
Just like you to enjoy the end of everything.
Hey, even endings have to end.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones. You can't do everything you want, can't go everywhere, can't see everything, only what you can. So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the gnotes die with it. Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out. Glad you saw the light with the myriad. They always bring a sparkliness to any day, and sometimes the nights too. Says that's only for a little while, and when your eyes clear, you see everything even better than before. But let's not speak of that now. She has an idea where the Majut might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the Majut Meadow. The Majut will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you. You should lead the Majut back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater. It's the most magnificent creature she's ever encountered, a creature straight out of a dream or story. You found the Majut Meadow. Watch out for the Majut.
Gonda.
Likes that you met Gizmo. Rumour is he made that little green thing for you. Now that the Majut is back in the pen, it seems calm. But Noko is still concerned. She says the Majut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down. The Majut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down. She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Majut by the crossway. At least, that's where she found some last time. It's easy to describe. A crossway is where roads meet in a knot and merge. This one is in Sector 7J, if you're familiar with Out-of-Date's map. Let's see. A crossway. This means you have a choice to make. Which way? Wheel the control box handles to buzz the wire. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Wired up and ready to go. Want to get your arms got to time it right to make them work. Left, right, left, right. Pumping good. Looking better. Need the right key? That's more than stuck. That cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. What you see is what you get, once it's out of the blind box, that is. You flick the switches in order to green-light the current and activate the electrons in the panel. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned. She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got. The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old-world mecha-Majut. If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the Smilo Shopperia while scavenging for treats for the gnotes. That's not so far away. It's a seat you fasten on the back of a mount to safen up your ride. It can become quite bumpy and risky without. That's Duppy-Dup home ground. They like a fight. Check everywhere. This one seems to be has heard, asks you to do, is grateful.
Love to see you shine on.
Ugh,
The night.
I am...
The Smilo Shopperia. Guess shopping here put a smile on your face. Just a few moves left. Make them count. As the iBox broadcasts, it's hit or miss, but when it does hit, it's usually right in the fields. Locked up tight. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Now, you need to loosen the bolts without rattling the mechamajut. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to Nocco. Watch out for you. Now that the Majut's got a mouthful of bonbon gummy and the brand new sit-tight is in place, the Majut is ready to ride. Nocco's been training another fantabulous little critter that'll hopefully become a distraction for the hoof puff when you confront it. She's called them glitter moths, and the best way to find them is to go talk to Mito. She's asked him to keep them somewhere safe. You'll find Mito at Bright Light. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll remember where he stored the moths. They're small airborne creatures with bright reflective wings and a conspicuous fluttering flight. Mito says he's not only into those who shine bright, he likes things that glitter too. He reckons you haven't seen a glitter moth, and says it's about time you did. Even though they're nesting near gone grass, they never run out of glow. Finding yourself a glitter moth would give you that glimmer of hope you need to continue all the way to the end. Figures you should do it if you want to become as enlightened as him. That's enough glitter moths to make her plan work. She wants you to stop worrying about the paths you've ridden and focus on the inevitable road ahead, the one that leads to confrontation with the World Eater. The hoof puff is evidence of the duality of evolution, utterly beautiful and grotesque at the same time. She means that the hoof puff has had more time to eat at the root as it's been isolated in the Knoopstonies mountains. So, based on that alone, she reckons it has suffered as much damage as the northwest root that's hidden beneath the surf. It reminds her of the gnotes and, like them, it's hoofed. They're just a lot bigger. That sealed the fate of the third World Eater. Just one more to go. Out of Date asked to see you again to congratulate you and let you in on the final phases of his plan. This is your chance to get his priorities aligned with yours. Do right by your tribe and the world at large. Just head back to the Ark. He seemed eager to see you again. Out of Date thinks the time has come to end the conflict between the tribes. There won't be any winners in this war. You should know it's not too late to change direction by visiting another tribe's fort. However, it might be best to stick with the tribe you've chosen already. He believes it'll take someone with a light perspective and key to counterbalance the Sifu's energy in the end. Regardless of the outcome, you need to play your part and conclude the conquest. It'll be over soon. Out of Date reminds you that the time has come to end the tribe war. He's happy to help. Has plenty to do, so no worries. Let's see. You can't find a harder place in the world. She wonders if the rumors she's heard about you finding the Ark are true. Thinks that's impossible, of course, but she also knows you regularly make the impossible happen. With the world recovering, the Ark would be a wonderful way to see it, so much faster than even her favorite gnotes. Loves that you did your best to help the world rather than hurt it. You could have used much more of that, even before you returned. Any idea who might be joining you on your Arky journeys?
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of...
If you want to go...
But you know you can't...
Feels deeply honored that you'd want her to come with you. An Ark is no gnote, but she can't pass this up. She's coming aboard. Noko knows she's known for saying things over. Wouldn't be surprised if you met again. Let's see. The Wingo outpost says it's time to set the outpost free. Inflict as little damage as possible as you make your way through to the rival captain. Freedom is not worth... Here's the first line of defense. It's smoldering already. Give it a good smack. Give it a good smack. A barrel shoot. Smack it to get a barrel out of it, then hit it to... That looks splody. Shoot it and watch it glow. Not too close, though. Kaboom! You're in. Keep going. Here's the second line of defense. That's a bomb lobber. That hit the spot. Wrecked it. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. He says you did a great job. Says you did... That's another shopper here. They just couldn't get enough of these places back in the days gone. Feeling buff. Says they've been waiting. Just keep going while the scouts says that's... Get in there and ruin that filter. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Got it. Nothing but greasy goo in their pipes now. Looks like the outpost found out about the bad water The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. He says you didn't have... There's the Sovereign who he didn't expect is out. He'll fight if he... It's their last line of defense. Once their guardian falls, they'll surrender. The outpost belongs to you. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. Thinks you did a... They all... They've been waiting for you. You better be. They've managed to figures. That muscle. Go grab the bar and start squeezing those muscles. You snap that off, feeling pumped up. It's time to set. You need to. The megamuck in that cage looks like hard work opens doors. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Just get out of the megamuck's way. The wire claw looks like it's strong enough to pull down a gate. But you just need to aim straight, shoot and pull, and the gate... The Ankati tribe believe that solidarity is what is needed to keep... He was hoping it wouldn't end. He'll fight for... Anybody home? The rival Sifu, you are free. He'll leave it up, thinks it's a... And with that, side by side, he wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. Your Sifu is pleased, but he still can... You can't lose. He says you know better than the fate of... It's the Ankati bow. There's the Riff-a-Reef outpost, which the Lotus tribe slapped together long ago. There's the tyrant. He didn't expect his to fight. It's their last line of defense. Once their guardian falls, they'll surrender. The outpost belongs to your tribe. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. He says you didn't... The H2O outpost. Hope you don't mind getting your feet wet. Let's see. Says it's time to set the outpost. Freedom is not... Here. Careful of that pew-pew. Got to hit it harder than that. Better to bring it down. No more bullets from that. Keep going. Heads up for that oil boiler. The oil's still boiling. Stay away till you take that thing out. It's safe to get near now. Here's the second line of defense. That sprocket right. Just jump on that candle and get it lit. Ride that sprocket. Kaboom! You're in. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. He says you did says you didn't. The Tub Flu outpost. The Lotus tribe carved this out forever. Let's see. Says they've been there is a high... Seems happy. Wheel the control box handles to buzz the wire. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Wired up and ready to go. Hey there, Crusher. Get up there and get fixing. You need to get the keys in sequence. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Just a few moves left. Make them count. All fixed up. The arc shooters are already gearing up. The outpost belongs... He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. thinks you did a... They all... They've been waiting for you. You better... They've positioned us... Says... Let's see. Bang Shelter 8K. Gotta give it to Toxanol. They built these to last. Always sad to see a ruined shopperia like that. Seems like the cranks need to be unturned in the... Just a few moves left. Make them count. It's time to set... You need to unite the tribe. That's a fire starter. The dry grass looks like it would ignite easily. You just need to create a spark to light a fire. It burns brighter than the light. The battering... Bet you just need to knock and it'll open up. That's bonkers. The Lotus tribe he didn't expect. You shouldn't... The rival Sifu, you are free. He'll leave it up, thinks it's a... And with that, side by side, he wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. Your Sifu is pleased, but he still you can't lose. He says you know better than the fate of the... Let's see. Says they've been... Just keep going. The scouts says that sound... Get in there and ruin that filter. Muscles like steel. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Got it. Nothing but greasy goo in their pipes now. The outpost belongs... He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. He says you did a great... Says you didn't... It's the Benearth outpost, right where the Pichu tribe says it's time to... Freedom is... Here's the first line of defense. Careful of that pew-pew. Got to hit it harder than that. Better to bring it down. No more bullets from that. It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, Just a few moves left. Make them count. Keep going. Heads up for that oil boiler. Stay away till you take that thing out. It's safe to get near now. Here's... Just jump on that candle and get it lit. Ride that sprocket. Almost there. The outpost belongs to... He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. Thinks you did a... They all hope... This is Burble Bottom, residents of guild. Let's see. They've been waiting for you. Better be. They've managed to figures up. It's time to set. You need to. The Mega Muckin. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Just get out of the Mega... What doesn't kill you? The wire claw looks like it's... But you just need to aim straight, shoot and pull, and the gate will come down. The Pishu tribe, so he didn't expect it. You shouldn't... Anybody home? The rival Sifu is you are free. He'll leave it up, thinks it's a... And with that, side by side, they've achieved a... Uniting the tribes was a big step on the way. But saving the Tree of Life is crucial if you want to make everyone know the... When you first met, the world... He says it'll take some time for the tribes to come to... You know better than anyone, the fate of the world depends on the triumph of good. The Tree of Life still stands, and it's up to you to make sure it does so all the way. It's the Pichu Nanchuk. Out of Date says there'll be consequences of the war, but there are more pressing matters at hand. The last World Eater has been left undisturbed with the tree while you focused on the war. He thought someone with your light perspective and key would have had different priorities and faced the World Eaters before resolving the tribe war. Regardless, Out of Date is grateful the tribe war is over. Out of Date understands the road has been rough, but you already know what's left to end this journey. And it'll be tough. You're the only one that's strong enough to face the last World Eater. The future depends on someone with a light perspective to give the world a chance to survive. Only time will tell what the future holds, and if it will bring a lasting peace for those that make it to the end. Out of Date says the word about what you've done so far is spreading. The tribes haven't lost hope yet. He appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's had urgent news from his friend Wiz in the northwest. He's unsure about your intentions, but hopes you'll support Wiz. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Wiz and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's hunch is real. The Merc Puff is up next. Out of Date says that Wiz is worried now that the Northwest World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Wiz is working on an undersurf vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done. Out-of-date suggests that you should head northwest as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He's happy to help. Says you'll meet again. The Surge Surf Factory. Keep your eye out for Wiz while you're here. Let's see. Wuz isn't easy on the tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days. Says it's good to see you again. He's Wiz. You might remember him from the old days when he let you try his octopod. Wiz remembers you were such a cheery kid, and he's glad to see that light hasn't faded from you, despite the years. But Wiz understands it was a long time ago, and memories get murkier the deeper you go, but says it helps to have friends with you to plumb those depths. He set up camp at the foot of the Tree of Life. It's gotten more difficult for it to find defenseless prey, as it's already eaten most of them. Wiz says our memory keeps things for us, preserves them until we are ready to face them again. He knows you've returned to face Looper Lupin, and that confrontation is as inevitable as the tides. He's not surprised that the loss of your family could plunge you into the depths forever, but you've always been able to rise like a bubble to the surface, no matter what. He knows that though the tides of history may push you in one direction, you can always lay your own course. He feels you've deserved revenge because of how you were wronged. You've suffered enough to make him pay.
Well, speaking for the Dark, we approve.
Can't believe they let you manipulate them like that.
You're just jealous that you're no good at it.
Who would want to be good at manipulating people?
Winners. That's who.
Asks if you ever think about freedom and whether any of us really has it. Did you make the decisions that brought you here, or are you just a pawn of fate? Maybe that's true for you, but he's not so sure about his own fate. Amazed the world is going to continue on, but happy to hear it. Still so many things to invent. Impressed that you fought so hard to keep the world spinning. Thinks you were smart to join with the Myriad. They have a rainbow of ways to approach any problem. Says they're unified in the ways that matter. But that's not nearly as important as this. Wiz says that you should let the past dwell in the depths, but there's something else down there too, gnawing at the Tree of Life. He's named it the Merc Puff. This is why he's tinker-tonkering with the octopod. But the lid got stuck, so he needs a big enough tug twister to open it up and let you a-go-in. He can't leave the Surge Station, so you must help him find a tug twister. There's a wound-up mecha Fingro in the mecha stadium that still has one stuck on its back. Find it, and you'll find the tug twister. It's definitely made to lend a helping hand and do the heavy lifting. Toxanol records mention it as an automaton made for moving bionucleus matter into storage areas. Don't want to point a finger, but the Mecha Stadium is near here. Couldn't just be open, eh? Locked. Just a few moves left. Make them count. You need to loosen the bolts without unsettling it. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The tug twister's loose. Let's hope it turned the grabbing hand into a helping hand, too. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and... activate the framework. Look at the notices on that board. No one paid much attention to them, it looks like. Wiz should be around here somewhere, probably taking care of his guppos. A surge surf factory was what... The thicker the surf became with goo, the more the machinery clogged up and stopped working. Like most things from the bygone. There are sure to be more tracks around here, maybe by the shore. He believed the tug twister would do the trick, but now realizes brute force won't do the trick. You need something slick. He agrees that it's an option if you want to break stuff, but in this case you want to keep things intact, so it won't leak once you get undersurf. He says the lid should open if you sprinkle grease it. Problem is, he's all out. He knows his old friend Choo Choo always keeps his grease sprinklers well filled. He should have an extra that you can borrow. He stresses that you should come back as soon as you've retrieved the grease sprinkler. The Merc Puff is crunching bark by the minute. Wiz heard he's currently stranded at the end of the line, so it should be easier to track him down now compared to when he's running rails. He's convinced the tracks are like the paths our lives take, and you must deal with the outcome, even if you didn't lay them yourself. This time, though, he was sidetracked and needs a new wing nut to get back on track. Wing nuts are easy to find, as they're fitted on any in-front chugga-chugga out there. The challenge is taking them off, so he's happy you're here to do it for him. Says you're just like he used to be, a one-track mind, but going the right way.
love the glow of the light.
No. Down! Down! Oh.
All the way up.
I'll make you...
Too late!
The Wingnut Chug Tunnel. It goes on forever. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Choo Choo says he knew you'd come through. If someone makes a stop at your station, it's for a good reason, but he understands no one gets their tracks greased for free. He'd be happy to part with his spare grease sprinkler, as he believes it's a great fit for any of your business that needs to be unstuck. He keeps it safe in a box on the handcart, in case of emergency. It's on the cart. He wants to keep it close by. In general, you won't have... Choo-Choo says you should help yourself to the grease sprinkler. It's a versatile tool from the bygone, a last of its kind, so don't let it go to waste. Says he's glad to see it in good hands, rough as they might be.
Kick them in the dark. That's the way.
Yes, yes!
What?
Consider your...
Oh!
Choo-Choo says he can't wait to... has plenty to do. You shouldn't worry about smashing up the box. Choo-Choo has no use. Choo-Choo says he feels strongly about helping his next, just like you did for him. He's convinced there was a bigger reason you met. Sometimes the wrong train will take you to the right place. He believes you've got what it takes to make a difference. He's witnessed it himself. Figures everyone chooses their own path. The longer you ride the rails, though, the easier it is to travel with friends. Choo-Choo's thrilled you found the Ark. Just imagine how much faster than a chug that thing must be. And no rails needed. Needs no rails, no roads, nothing but air. The world's on the mend, so no need to leave it. But just think of all the places the Ark could take you. Says he's happy to see the Ark in your hands. Knows you'll go great places with it and do some good. Wonders who you might call aboard the Ark with you.
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next.
Why?
If you...
But you know...
After spending a life on the rails, he's eager to ride the skies with you. Choo-Choo says he's ready to hopes to see... Wiz says that there's no plan to confront the Merkpuff until the octopod is properly armed. He knows you'll need something that packs enough boom to put a dent in that shell, or better yet, head. Pyro sticks will do the trick. He says his old friend Boom makes all things that go bang. There's a rumor that some of Boom's pyro sticks shot off and are out there roaming free. You should keep an eye on the horizon for pyros. If you're fast, you have a shot at catching some of them before they go off. Boom has named the place Puff Duff Bluff. It sounds silly, but it's an accurate description considering most of the pyros are duds, seeing as they're as old as the old world. That looks like an unbanged pyro stick on the loose. Better catch it before it goes off. The pyro sticks will cause a bang, but targeting is on you. At least now you have a chance to hurt the merc puff where it counts. He hopes so, as there's no plan B, or more correctly plan C. Out of Date has named this plan B. Plan A was to take on the World Eaters by foot, or flaps in this case. Turns out swimming down there was a bad idea. Wiz has been working on another cannon, but instead of pyro sticks, it squirts guppos. Scaly distractions for anyone with an appetite disorder, and irresistible for the merc puff in particular. Seems the best way to find guppos is go talk to Gil. He has a natural sonar and knows where the guppos sub the surf. This means you'll have to go visit Gil at Burblebottom. Find Gil and he'll be able to tell you where to find the guppos. Guppos are lively beings, and they're fast too. They're here, there, and everywhere. Or at least they used to be. Happy to finally get to meet you. He's seen a lot of things wash up on his miniature shore, but nothing as exciting as you. Figures it's impossible. As bad as the air might be, the goo is even worse. It must have been upstream only to get to this point in your histo-future. But which way are you going now? With the flow or against? It's crazy hard to flipper against the surf, but you can't save the world if you let it sweep you away. Either way, it's a shame the surf has gotten so nasty. Thinks life is like trying to ride a wave. You need to pick the right one, but you don't really know which one that is until you're on top of it. Better to ride a wave than let the perfect one pass you by. Seems to him that there's always another wave coming along. Can't imagine how wonderful it's going to be to surf on gooless goo. The world is going to live. Can't thank you enough for fighting against the goo. Happy you ride alongside the myriad. They bring a real shine to everything they work with. Thinks that's an excellent point. Riding is life. Work is not nearly as fun. But none of that's nearly as important as enjoying the day, right? He never drank from this pond because of the disgusting things done there. Even the fish stopped drinking here after the pollution made the surf mucked and the air blocked his gills. He figures the Tree of Life isn't drinking either. Or, well, that's not true. He said it does drink, as it has no other choice. It's a tree, but it's forced to drink poison. Figures you're right, but that doesn't mean he has to drink that. His friend Wiz needs guppos for one reason or another, and Gil is ready to point you in the right direction. But here, you're only going to find dead ones. He's pretty sure Wiz wants them alive. Well, at least the ones that aren't already rotting. If you head in the right direction, you'll find a clean enough bit of surf to snag yourself some guppos. Then you can get them to Wiz for whatever he has in mind. Helping both you and Wiz makes him double happy. Just a few moves left. Make them count. The right key could open this. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That seems to be enough guppos to provide the octopod with infinite ammunition. He's surprised the Merc Puff's been able to hold its breath all this time. It's just another proof of the evolutionary change caused by Toxanol's contamination. Being undersurf has meant the merkpuff has been left alone to munch on the root down there undisturbed. This means the northwest route has suffered more damage than the others. The marks the corporation left behind on the land are everywhere, but they also abandoned technology, of which he's sure you only found a fraction. That was the last of them. You've sealed the fate of the tribe and the tree. It's time for the end game. You have your destiny. Follow it all the way back to Out of Date. He never told anyone, about what's next, but he's sure it involves you. Just continue to stay true to yourself and respect others whatever happens. You've become their pride, the guiding light of the tribe. It's time to return to the tree one last time. Out of Date says the signs of the end of the world are everywhere. It seems nature is preparing to take revenge. The day of reckoning is coming, and you are invited. He can feel you're approaching the end date. If you haven't decided whom of all like-minded, light-hearted beings you've met have earned a seat on the Ark yet, it's time to do that now. Then grasp your last chance to make sure Lupa-Lupin's stopped for good. The tree settled its score, but it left yours half done. He says you need to see Lupa-Lupin eye to eye one last time. He's happy to help. Understands you have other places you need to go. Let's see. The Sifu is seeking revenge too. He hasn't forgotten what Lupa-Lupin did, but he also wants to stop him from attacking his tribe. That the world seems to survive doesn't mean he must. He hopes you agree, even if it goes against your light-hearted nature. There's no room for predators in the world the Myriad tribe is building. But he knows this is your fight. You should handle it. Lupa Lupin's own fear was his shackles, not the roots of the tree. It just changed him. You have a chance to stand back and let the tribe handle it. The seafood is ready to step into the fray. Are the odds about to change in your favor? If a friend dies, something inside you dies. You can save the seafood by making yourself a target. You're up. Shockwaves spread when the world crumbles. This is not a prophecy, me telling you about the future. It's you shaping it. Here's a vulgar display of power. The more he does, the stronger he becomes. Time you remember who the real enemy is and stop playing the game his way. This is how it ends. The predator and the world itself suffering. But at least it's a sign they're both still alive.
So, what we have here is a clear matter of life and death, and only you can make a difference.
That was unexpected, but welcomed. The big bad predator left for dead. I wouldn't have wanted to miss this for the world.
I think the thing we're really missing here is someone with a heart and soul. The only thing we've got left are those who've lost their minds.
Heart and soul, life and death are one thread. The same line viewed from different...
Well,
We all make choices, but in the end our choices make us. There's no peace without forgiveness. It's no better time than now to accept a helping hand. Do you wonder what turn life might have taken if you'd done things different? A left when you went right? A yes when you said no? You've walked the thin line between survival and disaster and haven't lost your balance yet. It's because of you the Tree of Life and the world has been given a second chance. You carried the light in a world full of dark and made a difference in a place that needed change. You allied with the Myriad tribe and acted on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. However, light and dark does simply represent the polarities of life. One can't exist without the other. This isn't the end. Just being surrounded by nature as it heals itself will rejuvenate us. Nature will teach us how to survive. So, trust your conscience to show you the way, and everything else will follow. But you're not alone. You filled the Ark, and those that shared your perspective and gained your trust will accompany you on your journey. Is there a world out there that's better suited for those imbalanced in their light nature than this one? Whether or not, we'll leave your story on record, so those who come after will know you followed your light nature and saved the world. So, when all is said and done, it turned out to be an unusual ending after all. What could be better than ending the story the right way? Ending it your way. A beginning of something new.